Hi there, I'm Scott Lowe with ActualTech Media, and I'm here today at ArcOS headquarters, where I'm joined by Devesh Garg, who is founder and CEO. Devesh, thank you for having us in the office today.
You're welcome, Scott. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us about ArcOS. What is the history behind the company?
You know, we're approximately a 2-year-old company now. We are using software to power network transformation for the interconnected world. And fundamentally, the basis of the idea started from two key points of origin. One was I've spent a lot of time in the semiconductor industry and know that complex silicon and all the advancements that were being made in the chip industry really needed the right software to unleash all of that innovation. That was one observation. The second observation was that one of our co-founders and CTO, Keyur Patel, is formerly a distinguished engineer from Cisco. And having spent the past 23 years of his career working on some of the most complex networking stacks, he knew all the things that worked well, but he was also aware of all those things that really didn't work well, particularly as applied to a 21st century construct for, networking infrastructure. So he was able to take the architectural insights that he had about where we could make improvements, and we applied that in a product that we have today. It's called ArcOS, the ArcOS operating system. And what we've done is essentially built a best-in-class independent network operating system that's very versatile and could be used on any silicon and with any platform. So that's the essence of what we do. The value that ultimately delivers to our customer base is, first and foremost, they get choices. The industry, the networking industry thus far has been really dominated by vertically integrated solutions. So the major OEMs use proprietary silicon or merchant silicon, but they wrap it in a proprietary box with a proprietary OS and sell you this omnibus solution. And our view of the world is that vertical integration over time leads to best-in-class horizontal segmentation. So just as happened in the compute tier and the storage tier, ultimately customers want the option to choose a best-in-class solution. And so there's a lot of innovation that's happening at the component level. There's tremendous innovation that's happening at the platform level, and we really wanted to create a best-in-class operating system that unleashed all of those options and gave our customers a flexible consumption model to solve their infrastructure needs.
It's interesting you mentioned this idea of of compute and storage having been sort of solved in a lot of ways. I had an interview yesterday with someone, and I was talking to them about networking being the last great frontier as far as a resource that needs to be conquered in the data center. And ArcOS is working hard towards reining that in and bringing to the market a lot of what we've seen happen in compute and storage, right?
That is correct. As a kid growing up, I was always an avid reader, and I particularly enjoyed reading about history. And I think fundamentally history repeats itself. And there are tremendous advancements being made at the silicon level, both on the control plane processor side. You now see, I had a meeting recently with one of the leading processor CTOs, and he is going to be introducing a 64-core, x86 instruction set CPU. I mean, that's tremendous amounts of compute. You look at some of the advancements that are being made by companies like Broadcom with their Jericho 2 silicon, which they've announced, that delivers, a 10 terabit chip, 5x the performance of the previous generation at 70% less power per bit. So now you take components and advancements like that, but how do you really take full advantage of them if you don't have the right overall solution? And so we feel that the ArcOS operating system, which was designed from first principles. So one of the things that's also unique about our approach is that we knew going in that we wanted to achieve a certain level of performance and innovation. And we knew that just taking existing open source code that was out there and cobbling it together and creating, a makeshift solution was not really going to create a viable alternative in terms of performance and capabilities to what the market leaders from the OEMs had. So our approach was we took a step back and said, let's go back to first principles. And really, if we were going to design something today and build something today, what did it need to look like? And so we incorporated all the best-in-class capabilities that have been proven and make sense, and then we've appropriately augmented them with those capabilities that warranted adjustment to deliver the kind of performance that we deliver, or wanted to deliver, rather. And so now in order to do that, you have to have the right people. So I'm really exceedingly proud of our team. We have, pound for pound, person for person, probably some of the best networking, architects and development folks in the world that are part of our team. And as a result of that, we've been able to build a product that is in production and really significantly differentiates itself. So then the question would be, well, how does it differentiate itself? We were the first independent network operating system ported to Trident 3 in production. We were the first in the world ported to Jericho Plus. We were the first in the world ported to the 400 gig solution from Broadcom, the Tomahawk 3 chipset out of the XGS family. And so by being able to rapidly make available our product on state-of-the-art solutions from market leaders, ultimately is one step towards our ultimate goal, which is to give customers the choice to choose the best-in-class option for their needs.
So for people watching who don't know, what are Jericho and Trident?
Yeah, so the market leader in the switching chipset space today is Broadcom. They have two families of products, their Strata XGS family and the Strata DNX family. And the XGS products are used in a variety of applications, including top-of-rack switch cases, as well as leaf spine switch cases. And then the DNX family, which is where the Jericho Plus product resides, is used oftentimes in peering use cases as well as route-centric use cases. Those applications where you need a full internet table and some higher-end performance. And so we've basically ported ArcOS onto two very distinct architectures with two very distinct use cases, both from the world's market leader, at the highest end of their, product portfolio and performance capability set.
So where's the company stand today? Like if, in early 2019 when we're shooting this video, what's happening right now? We'll talk more a little bit later in a separate video about specific announcements, but in general, where does the company stand today?
Well, I think we're firing on all cylinders. I mean, we are rapidly expanding our team. We're approaching 50-odd people in the company, and our hiring plan is such that we could double that by the end of the year. And in terms of product, ArcOS is generally available in production across a variety of platforms. I would say that list is somewhere between 20 and 25 of the highest end platforms from multiple ODMs. So we provide our customers supply-based diversification. And we're actively engaged with many customers that represent some of the largest, most well-known brands, in the world across a variety of use cases that includes the data center, peering, route reflector, and cloud hosting. So I would say, we're expanding our team, we're expanding our customer base, and with some of the recent announcements that we've made, we're expanding the feature set and capabilities that we offer as we go forward in time.
Devesh, thank you for this overview of Arrcus and where things are today and kind of where you came from.
Great. Thanks a lot, Scott. I appreciate you coming in.
And thank you to our audience for watching this video.